Start again.
Hello students, good morning. Once again I welcome you to my English online class. Students, you are not a common children in the whole world or common guys in the whole world. You are the greatest souls of the whole universe. According to the famous scientist, he was Albert Einstein. He had told that children are the unity of one's nation, children are the strength of one's nation, and children are the foundation of one's nation. He had put such a hope and a faith on you children because he knew that children are the future citizens of one's nation. The same intention or the same opinion is focused or represented in the poem On Children, which is in your course book for your studies. Children or student, On Children. This poem is written by Rajarhee Gibran. This is a philosophical poem and based on philosophy. Students, let us know something about the poet Khalil Gibran. Khalil Gibran was a Lebanese-American poet. Lebanese-American poet means Arabic-American poet. He was born in Arabia and stayed in America. Here, students, this poet is famous for his poetic essays. Poetic essays means the poet here did not follow the rules and regulations of the poems, the style of poems, but he is only concentrating the philosophy of that poem. His poems are unequal in rhymes and rhythms, and the lines or the rhymes and rhythms are unequal. On Children, this is derived or selection from the poetic or the poem called the poetic essays or On Children. It is derived from the prophet. It is derived from the prophet. I have already written here. It is derived from the prophet. It is a series of poems, or it has collected. Here is collected so many poems. The poetic essays, which is based on the philosophy of the theme. This poem here comes, or in this series there comes prophets. Before dealing the poem, students, let us know about what are prophets and who is prophet. Students, the prophets are, or the prophet, in those days the people believed that the prophets are the spiritual powers. They had the spirit of God. They are believed that they are the proclaimer of the God's message, or they are the messengers of God's message. Every people believed on their suggestions, their advices, because those type of advices, suggestions uttered by the prophets, they are helpful for their life. So many people, they thought that the advices given by the prophets are helpful to their life. So they asked so many questions on So many matters related to the life. The matters are family or husband and wife, children, money, food, costumes, and buying and selling, wish and wants. So many things they are related to their life. In the same poem, there arises a prophet. The prophet means Pravadigalu, Samaja Sudarakaru. In this poem, there is also the existence of a prophet. Who is the prophet who enters in this poem? He is Al-Mustafa. He is Al-Mustafa. Al-Mustafa, he was the prophet who gives advice, who gives suggestions, who gives statements to the people for their happy leading life. Let us know who is Al-Mustafa in a short way. Al-Mustafa was stayed in a tiny island called Offish. He was in that island for 12 years. After the completion of 12 years, he decided to return his hometown. Before leaving the island or before boarding the ship, so many people from the island, they gathered around him. They gathered around him and asked him to tell something about the matters they wanted. The matters which are related to their life. They are family, about the family, husband and wife, children, book, costumes, money, buying and selling, wishes and will and wishes. All these are the needed matters for them. In those people, among those people, there comes a lady. There comes a woman who had a babe or baby nearest to her chest and requested the prophet to tell something about that baby. How to rear the baby, how to look after the baby, how to bring up the baby, how to support the baby in future. The prophet gives advice to that woman about the rearing style of the baby or how to look after the baby. What we have to give to the baby, what we should not give to the baby. And this philosophy, this advice or this suggestion is focused in the poem on children. And children, the prophet, as you know that Al-Mustafa had gave such a beautiful suggestion to the woman before reading the poem, before learning the poem. Let us read the pre-reading activity task based to this poem. Okay, I hope that you are all ready with your textbooks, notebooks and pen and follow me. Children, there are three questions for your pre-reading activity which supports you to understand the poem in a proper way. The first question is, what do your parents expect of you? In our opinion, all our parents, they expect that our children should obtain proper education and they should get good profession in their life, earn more money to lead their life luxuriously and to learn some ethical values, moral values, and they should know how to give respect to the society and how to take respect from the people. and also to shine in the society, isn't it? Let us move to the second question. What do you expect of your parents? As a children, we expect that the utmost love or the abundant love from our parents. We expect the what one? The abundant care, utmost care on us. And also, we may expect some gifts from the parents. They may be mobiles, scooty, and computers, and some modern dresses, shoes, bags, and some pocket money, and eatable dishes like ice creams, chocolates, etc. Okay, and also they expect to take them, to carry them to some tourist points or the picnic points to enjoy it, isn't it? Okay. The parents also expect a good health from you to maintain your health in a good way. The third one is have you ever felt your parents? Are you possessive, demanding? Why? Yes. In some other cases, the parents are too possessive on their children because if they are scientists, engineers, or doctors, they expect that their children should, they want the children should be like them. They should shine in the post of engineer, doctor, or scientist, etc. And why? Because they wanted to maintain their prestige in the society. They wanted to maintain their prestige in the society and to their children should outshine in the society. Okay, children, let us move to the poem and I will read the lines of this poem one by one and you should follow me. And a woman who held a babe against her bosom said, "Speak to us of children." And he said, "Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come to you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might that his arrows may go swift and far. That you are bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable. Students, let us move to the poem. As I have already told you that there was a prophet. Who is the prophet? Here, the prophet, the existence of the prophet in your poem is Al-Mustafa. Al-Mustafa, he was in a tiny island named Orpheus, and while he was returning to his hometown, so many people gathered around him and asked him to tell something about the matters, the subjects, whichever they want, whatever they want. And Al Mustafa, he is going to give suggestions to to the people, give advices to the people, but among those people, there was a woman. The woman held a baby against her bosom and said, "Speak to us of children." Many people asked various subjects from the Al-Mustafa, the prophet. Prophet means Pravadhi, Samaja Sudharaka. And they asked about some money, family matters like money or things, buying and selling, or costumes, food, etc. But this woman, he asked about her baby. It was a cutest baby. It was a newborn baby. And how did the woman? She held the baby nearest to her bosom means she held the baby against her bosom. She held a baby against her bosom and said, "Speak to us of children." Here, students, the word babe, the pronunciation is babe here, and a woman who held a babe. Babe means baby. Babe means baby. He held a babe against her bosom, nearest to her chest, nearest to her heart, and asked the Prophet Al-Mustafa that to tell something about the baby. How to rear the baby, how to look after the baby, how to upbring that baby. Then Al-Mustafa suggests that he gives an advice to how to rear the baby, how to support the baby. He said that your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. He said that your children are not your children. The parents may be in shock they may be in shocking with hearing this statement, listening this statement. Your children are not your children. They may be in shock. Why does the Prophet say such a statement to our baby? Even though we have given birth to that baby, we have shared our flesh and blood to that baby. The baby stays with us under the same roof. It dearly says, "Mom and Dad" to us. We have named the baby with such a cutest name. And the child stays with us. The child lives with us. The child enjoys with us. It sleeps with us. Why such type of statement is uttered by the Prophet? They may shock. They may be in shock. They may be shocked. But he further says that your children are not your children, but they are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. Then whose children are they? They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. The child may be born as a son. The child may be born as a daughter. But they are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. Student, let me learn what is life. Life is the living style of living beings or living creatures in the web of life. The whole universe is the web of life. The child is also one among them. The child is also one among them. It has to live in the web of life. See here, children, students, the parents are the past and the children are the future. Here, the past and the future, it does not meet together. Because as the time passes, as you know, As the time passes, the whole universe, it moves, it runs on the wheel of progress. Time and tide waits for none. As the time passes, the whole universe, it also moves on the wheel of progress. The child, it has to move behind the progressive wheel. It has to live in the future world. The past is the past and the future is ahead to the child. So it has to live in the future world, the progressive world. So to live in that world, the child has its own ideas, own thoughts, own vision, wills, own passion for life, and its own goals, own aims to success the achievement in the future world, progressive world. So they are the sons and daughters of lives. They has their own life's longing for itself. The word longing means desires. It wants, it wishes. So the child has a longing for itself. So they are not the children of their parents, they are the sons and daughters of future world. Further he says that they come through you but not from you. They come through you but not from you. Students, notice the two prepositions here, through and from. The prepositions are through and from. The prophet says that the children, they come through you but not from you. Yes, you have given birth to that child. You have shared your blood and flesh to the child. The mother had The mother has done her duty well. It is the duty of the mother. The mother, it carried nearly 9 months that baby in her womb and tolerated all the pains, all the hardship of life for that baby. Yes, the parents are only the medium to bring the child to the earth. According to the prophet, what does he say? He says that the mother or the parents, they are only the medium to bring their children to the earth. They are not the creator of the child. But who is the creator of the child? The God is the creator of the child. They come from the God. The children are the gifts of God. The child is a gift of God. The parents only the vehicles. They are bringing the children. They bring their children to the earth. The parents are only the vehicles. The children are the gift of God and the parents are only the vehicles to bring those gifts from the God to the earth. So he says that your children, the children come through you, but not from you. They come through the parents, but not from the parents. They come from the God. The creator of the children is God. So they come through you. They come through the children, parents, but not from the parents, but they from the God. God is the creator of the child, and the children are the gifts from the God to the earth. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. And again he suggests that though they are with you, yes, the children are with their parents. They stay under the same roof of the parents. They say, Mom and Dad very dearly. and they live with them, they eat with them, they sleep with them, they enjoy with them, but they are not belonging to them because the child has the own ideas and they are belonging to themselves. They had their own idea to live in the future world. So here the prophet says that the parents should not impose their olden ideas on the children. They should shape the child as the talent of the child and as the interest of the child. Don't impose the child with the olden ideas of parents, of them, the older traditions, customs, beliefs, etc. And let them to fly for the further world. And you may give them your love, but not your thoughts. Yes, again he says that you may give them your love, but not your thoughts. You refers to whom? Here you refers to the parents. The parents may give love to their children. They can give their abundant love to their parents and utmost care for their, abundant love to their children, utmost care to their children, and they may satisfy the child with whatever he wants, the basic needs, the gifts, anything they can give them, but not their thoughts. But don't give their thoughts. The child has its own thoughts. So he says that some parents are too possessive on the children. If they are the scientists, engineers, or doctors, they wish their children to be like them. But the child wants to become a good swimmer, a good sportsman, or to shine in a good government office, in the higher post of the government office, and so on. And it is a wrong decision from the parents. So the parents should shape their life according to the interest and talents. So he says that you may give your love, but not your thoughts. Because this type of thoughts from the parents, it will hinder the future life of the progressive life of the child. And again says that for they have their own thoughts. The children, they have their own thoughts, own desires, own aims, own goals, and own wish and wills to achieve its goal, to become a successful citizen in the future world. So for they have their own thoughts. And here students, for Kannada medium students, for children, on children ಎನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಈ ಪದ್ಯವನ್ನ ಖಲೀಲ್ ಗಿಬ್ರಾನ್ ಎನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಒಬ್ಬ ಲೆಬನೀಸ್ ಅಮೆರಿಕನ್ ಪೋಯಿಟ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಇದು ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಮೇಲಿದೆ, ತತ್ವದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದೆ, ತತ್ವದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವಲಂಬಿತವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಖಲೀಲ್ ಗಿಬ್ರಾನ್ ಅವನು ದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಟ್ ಎನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಈ ಕವನ ಸಂಕಲನದಿಂದ ಅವನು ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಸುಮಾರಷ್ಟು ಕವನ ಸಂಕಲನ, ಸುಮಾರಷ್ಟು ಪದ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕವನ ಸಂಕಲನ. ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ಈ ಕವನ ಸಂಕಲನದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಪದ್ಯಗಳು ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 25 ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಕನ್ನಡವನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಂತೆ 25 ಭಾಷೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಭಾಷಾಂತರ ಹೊಂದಿದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಟ್ ಎನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಕವನ ಸಂಕಲನದಿಂದ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧನಾದಂತಹ ಖಲೀಲ್ ಗಿಬ್ರಾನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗಾಗಿ ಆನ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಎನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಪದ್ಯವನ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕವನ ಸಂಕಲನದಿಂದ ಆಯ್ದುಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಟ್? ಪ್ರೊಫೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಮಾಜ ಸುಧಾರಕರು, ದ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ರಿಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್. ಅವರು ಜನ ಏನಂತ ನಂಬಿದ್ರು ಅವರನ್ನ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ ಮೆಸೆಂಜರ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಾಡ್. ತಾನೇನು ದೇವರು ಈ ಜನತೆಗೆ ಏನನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲಿನ ಜನತೆಗೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಈ ಪ್ರವಾದಿಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರವಾಗಿ, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಜನರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಆ ದೇವರ ಒಂದು ವಿಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ಲನ್ನ, ಅನಿಸಿಕೆಯನ್ನ, ಆಶಯವನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲಿನ ಜನತೆಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಟ್ಗಳು ಭೂಮಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಉಪದೇಶವನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ತಾವು ಸುಖವಾದ ಜೀವನವನ್ನ ನಡೆಸಬಹುದು ಎನ್ನುವುದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಜನರ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇತ್ತು. ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಇವರು ನಿಸ್ವಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ ಸಹ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈ ಪದ್ಯವೂ ಸಹ ಒಂದು ತತ್ವವನ್ನ ಹೇಳುವಂತಹ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ಅಲ್ ಮುಸ್ತಫಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಹಿ ಲಿವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಟೈನಿ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸಮ್ ರೀಸನ್, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದ. ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ? ಫಾರ್ 12 years, 12 ವರ್ಷ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ 12 years he decided to return his hometown. ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಹಡಗು ಬಂದು ನಿಂತಿದೆ. while he was boarding the ship, so many people they gathered around him. ಬಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವನಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಅವನ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವನನ್ನು ಗುಂಪು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀನ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀಯಾ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈ ಇಂದಿನ ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಉಪದೇಶವನ್ನ ನೀಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೆಲವರು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಫುಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಸೇವಿಸಬೇಕು, ಮನಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಗಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಯೂಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ, ಉಡುಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು, ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಹಾಗೂ ಬಯಕೆಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ವಿಶ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಶೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಗುಂಪಿನ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ವುಮನ್, ಒಂದು ವುಮನ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಒಂದು ಲೇಡಿ. ಅವಳು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಳೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಹೆಲ್ಡ್ ಎ ಬೇಬ್ ನಿಯರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹರ್ ಬಾಸಮ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಅಂಡ್ ಎ ವುಮನ್ ಹೂ ಹೆಲ್ಡ್ ಎ ಬೇಬ್. ಅವಳು ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಗುವನ್ನ, ಇನ್ಫಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಗುವನ್ನ ತನ್ನ ಎದೆಯ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಅಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ನಿಯರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹರ್ ಬೋಸಮ್. See here, bosom means nearest to chest. ತನ್ನ ಎದೆಯ ಹತ್ತಿರ, nearest to the heart, nearest to the chest, ಎದೆಯ ಹತ್ತಿರ ತನ್ನ ಮಗುವನ್ನು, ಕ್ಯೂಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆದಂತಹ ನ್ಯೂ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಬೇಬಿ, ಆಗ ತಾನೇ 1 ತಿಂಗಳು 2 ತಿಂಗಳ ಮಗುವನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಟ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ಆ ಪ್ರವಾದಿಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ಈ ಮಗುವಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳು, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಈ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸಾಕ್ಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇವರನ್ನ ಇವರನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಈ ಪದ್ಯ, ತನ್ನ ಈ ಪೊಯೆಟಿಕ್ ಎಸ್ಸೆ ಇದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಆನ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಎನ್ನುವಂತ ಈ ಪದ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಟ್ ತನ್ನ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆಯನ್ನ, ತನ್ನ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆ ಒಂದು ವುಮನ್ ಮಹಿಳೆಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನೋಡಿ, ಯುವರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್. ನನ್ನ ಮಗುವಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳು ಅಂದಾಗ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಯುವರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್. ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇ ಶಾಕ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ we have given birth to them, we have shared our blood and flesh to them, and they are staying with us. It says mom and dad. ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಯುವರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್. ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರ ಮಕ್ಕಳಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ ಸನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಾಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್ಸ್ ಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ, ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದ ಲೈಫ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ, ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್, ಆಶೆ, ಆಕಾಂಕ್ಷೆ, ಗುರಿಗಳನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಏಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆಗುತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ, ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದುತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ, ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಗತಿಯ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಹೊಂದಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ದ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್. ಈ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳ ಕತೆ ಹಿಂದಿನದು, ಅದು ಭೂತಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದ್ದು. ಈ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಕಾಲ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್, ಭವಿಷ್ಯಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಭವಿಷ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫ್, ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನ ಸಾರ್ಥಕತೆಗೊಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋರಾಡುವ ಮಕ್ಕಳಂತ ಹೇಳಿರಿ. ಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್, ಡಿಸೈರ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ, ಆಶೆ ಆಕಾಂಕ್ಷೆಗಳನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡಂತಹ ಮಕ್ಕಳಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ದೇ ಕಮ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಯು ಬಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಯು. ನೀವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು, ನಾವೇ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಆ ಮಗುವಿನ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳು. ಫುಲ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ದ ಬೇಬಿ. ಆ ಬೇಬಿಯನ್ನ ನಾವೇ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಅಂಡರ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೇ ಅದು ನಂಬಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೇ ಪಾಲಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ನೋ, ಅದು ದೇ ಕಮ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಯು ಬಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಯು. ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಬಂದ ಮಗು ಹೌದು. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಟು ದೆಮ್. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ದ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್ ಟು ದ ಅರ್ತ್. ಭೂಮಿಗೆ ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ತರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇವಲ ನೀವು ಮಧ್ಯವರ್ತಿಗಳು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಹೊರತಾಗಿ ನಾಟ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ಯು, ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಬಂದವರು ಅಲ್ಲವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಿಂದ ಬಂದವರು? ದೇ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಗಾಡ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಾಡ್, ದೇವರ ಒಂದು ಕಾಣಿಕೆ. ನೀವೊಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ, ನೀವೊಂದು ವಾಹನ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ದೋಸ್ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ದ ಗಾಡ್ ಟು ದ ಅರ್ತ್, ಈ ಭೂಮಿಗೆ ತರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ ನೀವು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಪೋಸಿಷನ್ಸ್, ಥ್ರೂ, ಫ್ರಾಮ್. ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇಟ್, ದೇ ಕಮ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಯು ಬಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ಯು. ಹಿಯರ್ ದೇ ಕಮ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಯು ಬಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ಯು, isn't it? And again he says that, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, and though they are with you yet they belong not to you, and though they are with you, ಅವರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಆದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೇರಿದವರಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯು, ನಾಟ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯು, ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೇರಿದವರೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ದೆಮ್, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ you should not impose your goals, wishes, olden beliefs, olden thoughts on the children, and you may give them your love but not your thoughts. ಹೌದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಗಾಧವಾದ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯನ್ನ, ಲವ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡಿ, ಪ್ರೀತಿಸಿ. ಆ ಮಗು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಲೆಸ್ ಆದಾಗ, and when it wants, then you may give your abundant love, utmost care, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಳಜಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಿ, ಆದಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯನ್ನ, ಕಾಳಜಿಯನ್ನ ಧಾರೆಯೇರಿರಿ. ಆದರೆ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಥಾಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಮಗುಗೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯುವರ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದೇರ್ ಓನ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅವರದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಿವೆ. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದೇರ್ ಓನ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್, ಓನ್ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್, ಮುಂದಿನ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಓನ್ ಏಮ್ಸ್, and they have their own thoughts, own imaginations, own passion for life. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಹಳೆಯ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ ಮುಸ್ತಫಾ. ಯು ಮೇ ಹೌಸ್ their bodies but not their souls. The second stanza, you may house their bodies but not their thoughts, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow. Today, for they have their own thoughts and you may house their bodies. ನೀವು ಅವರ ಶರೀರಕ್ಕೆ ಆಶ್ರಯದಾತರು. You may house their bodies. Yes, physically they stay with you. Physically they stay under the same roof with you. Physically they enjoys with you. Their body only lives with you. Your house is the shelter. You give your protection. You give that child the protection for its body only for its physical aspect. You may house their bodies. You may give protection for their bodies, but not their souls. Here, bodies and souls are different. Their bodies lives in the house of their parents, and their souls, they live in a different location. Here, bodies and souls are different, and physically they are with you, and you can give shelter to that baby, that child, from the cold, heat, harmful events, dreadful situations, etc. But with the soul, they lives in the different house. Where is the house? The house is named as a house of tomorrow, and for their souls to dwell in the house of tomorrow. Where does their soul live? Their soul lives in the house of tomorrow. Listen here, house of tomorrow. It is very, very important one, students. This is house of tomorrow. This is the other bodies, their souls, they lives in the house of tomorrow. And what is the house of tomorrow? What is the house of tomorrow? It is very, very far from the parents' place. It is in such a difficult location that the parents, they cannot go there. And even in their dream also, the parents cannot go there, visit there. See here children, see here students, dream, it is the aspect of free cost. Any persons, he may be the strong or weak, he may be the rich or poor, he may be the dull or intelligent, he may have his dream easily. It is free of cost. In their dream, easily they can climb the peak of the mountain with a few minutes without effort like Tenzing and Hillary. In their dream, they can swim in the broad ocean like a fish. In their dream, they can fly like a bird in the sky. In their dream, they can fight with the dreadful animals and wins it. In their dream, they can fight with the dreadful situations and wins it. But in their dream also, the parents should not or could not or cannot they visit the house of tomorrow. In their dream also, the parents, they cannot meet, they cannot visit the house of tomorrow. They can't go to the house of tomorrow. It is in such a difficult location and far, far away from the parents' house. So he says that bodily, physically they stay with you, physically their children stay with you, but with the soul they stay in the house of tomorrow. Where is the house of tomorrow? They dwell, the souls dwell. Dwell means stay, linger, stay. They dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not in even in your dream, which you cannot visit. To the house of tomorrow, you cannot visit, and not even in your dream also. ಕನಸಿನಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. You may strive to be like them. ಹಾಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಬೇಜಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. You can strive. ನೀವು ಅವರಂತಾಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ you can strive, you can attempt, you can make a great effort to like your children. Consider an example. This is the world of computer. Every children or every child, it has computer, and that device, it is helpful for them to gather information, to enhance their knowledge. Those devices help the children too much. So the parents may learn, they can try to learn those devices, those technical instruments. It may be the software or hardware. They may strive to learn that device, but the suggestion is don't snatch the computers from the children and set them up with your olden days slate and chalk piece. It is the suggestion, and you may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. If you do so, that is a great fault with you. It is the hindrance for the child's growth. So he says that you may strive, you may try, you may attempt to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. Don't draw them back. Don't draw them to the past time. Let them fly to the future progressive world, and it has to live there. And for life goes not backward, not to terrace with yesterday. For because, see here, students, I have already told that the word for, it comes as a first word in a new sentence. The meaning of the word for is because. Because You seek not to make them like you because life goes not backward. Past is the completed event. So, the life, it does not go backward. It has no reverse button. And as the time passes, the life moves forward. And the life goes backward, not the life, the life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. Our life, it not returns to the past time or tarries with the yesterday. Tarries means stop, linger, stay. It does not tarries with the. It does not tarry with the yesterday's event or yesterday's situation. And you are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. Here, for Kannada medium students, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow. You may be the house for their bodies but not their souls. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಡೀಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೋಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಎರಡಿದೆ. ಬಾಡೀಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶರೀರ, ಸೋಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆತ್ಮಗಳು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವುದು ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಶರೀರ ಮಾತ್ರ. They cannot control the souls of the children. ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಆತ್ಮವನ್ನು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ it not the souls, it does not stay in the house of their parents. ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸೋಲ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಇರುವುದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತವೆ? ಬಾಡಿಲಿ ಶರೀರ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಸೋಲ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಆತ್ಮಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲಿರ್ತವೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ದ ಹೌಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ. Where in the house of tomorrow, ನಾಳೆ 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 ಎನ್ನುವ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ನಾಳೆ ಎನ್ನುವ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ. ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ನೀವು ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿಯೂ, ನೀವು ಕನಸಿನಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ನಾಳೆ ಎನ್ನುವ ಮನೆಗೆ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್. ಕನಸು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್, ಪುಕ್ಕಟೆಯಾಗಿ ಸಿಗುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್, ವಿಷಯ, ಸಂಗತಿ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಆ ಕನಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನೋ ಹಿಮಾಲಯವನ್ನು ಏರ್ತೇವೆ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮುದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಈಸಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಮೀನಿನ ಹಾಗೆ ಗಾಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಕ್ಕಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಹಾರ್ತೇವೆ ಆಕಾಶದಲ್ಲಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳ ಒಡನೆ ಹೋರಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಗೆಲ್ತೇವೆ, ಏನೇನನ್ನ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿಯೂ ಸಹ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಕನಸಿನಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಸಹ ಪುಕ್ಕಟೆಯಾಗಿ ಸಿಗುವುದು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಪುಕ್ಕಟೆಯಾಗಿಯೂ ಸಹ ಈ ನಾಳೆ ಎನ್ನುವ ಮನೆಗೆ ದ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಒಂದು ದೂರ ದೂರ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಿಂದ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಚ್ ಎ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಮೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್ ದೆಮ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಜಾರ ಮಾಡೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಿಮ್ಮೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಯು ಮೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈವ್, ನೀವು ಹೋರಾಡಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಂತಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಸೀಕ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದೆಮ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಯು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವರನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮಂತೆ ಆಗುವಂತೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಅವರನ್ನ ಎಳಿಬೇಡಿ ನಿಮ್ ಕಡೆ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಯುಗ, ಈಗ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರೈಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಅದು, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀನು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಳುಗಬೇಡ, ನೀನು ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಚಾಕ್ಪೀಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ನೀನು ಬರೀ ಓದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಉಂಟಾ? ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮಿನ ಯೋಚನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸಿವ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಾಣಬಹುದಾ? ನೋ, ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸಿ ದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸಿವ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಸಲಹೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಟು ದ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಯು ಮೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್ ದಮ್ ಬಟ್ ಸೀಕ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದಮ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಯು. ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಗೋಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೆರಿಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯೆಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಜೀವನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್, ಹಿಂದೆ ಚಲಿಸುವುದಲ್ಲ. And not terrace with yesterday, not terrace. Terrace means stop, linger. ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಅದು ಸ್ಟೇ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದಲ್ಲ, ನಿನ್ನೆಗಿನ ಗಟ್ಟೆಯನ್ನು ನೆನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುವಂತಹದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಲೈಫು. ಮುಂದೆ 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 ಹೋಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾಂಜಾ is students, you are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. Here the prophet he has used, or the poet he has used a beautiful metaphor here. He used metaphors for parents, children and archer. He says that you are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. You are bows. Who are bows here? The parents are bows here. Who are bows here? The parents are bows here. The parents are bows here. And who are the living arrows? Children are. Children are living arrows. Living arrows. And the archer is Archer is God. The archer is God. Here he gives the beautiful metaphors to the parents, children, and archer. See here, children. He says that the parents are bows. Parents are bows and children are living arrows. What is the meaning of the living arrows? The arrows which are in active position, which are trying to reach the goals, which are active in position, which which tries for their successful life. So the children are living arrows. And who are the dead arrows? Dead arrows are useless arrows. Lazy arrows means pointless arrows, rod bent one, and used one. So these are dead arrows. Means the lazy children. Here the children are living arrows. And arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite. Here, the archer sees the mark. Who is the archer here? The God is the archer here. The archer refers to God. The archer, what does the archer do? The archer takes the bow in his hands and strings the arrow to the bow. Before shoot the arrow, he sees the mark upon the infinite path. The path is endless, lengthiest one. There is a mark. There is a goal of the child. The archer, he takes the bow and before shooting his arrow, he sees the mark upon the infinite path and which is very, very far one, and he binds you with his might that his arrows may go swift and far. The archer, he bends the bow with all his might because to send that arrow, this arrow goes swift and far and reach the goal successfully. He bends, the archer means the God, he bends the bow with all his might, with all his strength. The bow should be stable one. It should not be break down or it should not be snap in two. It should be stable. It should be flexible. And if so, the arrow which is sent forth from that bow, it goes swift and far and meets the success. So he says that here parents are bows and children are leaving arrows, which the children are active in the achieving goal. So the archer, archer means who uses bow and arrow for pointing out something or hunting the animals or anything. So the archer, he bends the bow, means the God. He bends the parents. He gives pain to the parents to make their children successful in the life. That arrows, the living arrows, they should go swift and far to reach the point, their aims in the future world. So, such kind of stable bows, such kind of flexible bows, which do not break down, which do not snap into, such kind of bows, he loves. Here he refers to God. He loves. Here he is capital 1, H is capital 1. If in the he, H is capital, then it means the meaning is God. He means he refers to God. He is in the Next sentence also, next line also, his, there is a pronoun his. Here also H capital. His arrows means God's arrows. So his arrows may go swift and far. Swift means vegavagi, swift and far. And let your bending in the archer's hand to be gladness. If the bow it bent to the archer's bending, then there is a gladness for the bow in further. Means if the parents they tolerate all the pains given by the children for reaching their successful point, then at last the result is happiness for the parents. They can glad to see the happiest life of their children at the end. They have done their responsibility. In this way, for even as he loves that arrow that flies, even as he means God loves that arrow, such kind of arrow or such kind of arrows he loves. He loves means the God loves, and so he loves that bow that is the bow that is stable. He loves that the bow, such kind of bows he loves, such kind of flexible and stable bows, such kind of flying arrows, trying to reach the goal. That children who are trying to reach their goals, such kind of children and such kind of parents. Bows means parents, children means arrows means children. Such kind of bows and such kind of arrows he loves. The archer loves. Here archer refers to God. The God loves. This is the responsibility of the parents. In this way, the first few lines of this poem, it reflects who are the children or who is a child. And the remaining lines, they focuses the responsibility of the parents, what they should do and what they should not do. This theme is focused here in this poem. So children, for Kannada medium students, look here. In the last stanza, ಕಟ್ಟಕಡೆಯ ಸ್ಟಾಂಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕವಿ ಏನಂತಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರವಾದ ರೂಪಕಾಲಂಕಾರವನ್ನ ಮೆಟಾಫರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೌಸ್ಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಬಾಣಗಳು, ಬಿಲ್ಲುಗಳು. ಬೌಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಲ್ಲುಗಳು ದೇ ಆರ್ ರೆಫರ್ ಟು ಯಾರಿಗೆ, ಪಾಲಕರಿಗೆ, ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಏರೋಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಹಾಗೆ ಆರ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿಲ್ಲುಗಾರ, ಅವನು ಗಾಡ್. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಬೋಸ್, ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಏರೋಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಾಡ್. ಈ ಬಿಲ್ಲುಗಾರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ದ ಬೌ ಅನ್ನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ದ ಎರೋ ಟು ದ ಬೌ. ಆ ಬೋಗೆ ಎರೋವನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ತಾನೆ, ಬಾಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಅನ್ನ. ಇದು ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಲ್ಲು ಬಾಣವನ್ನ ಹೆದಗೇರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ಏರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಶೂಟ್ ದ ಎರೋಸ್, ಶೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ದೂರದ ಒಂದು ಗುರಿಯ, ಮಗು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಂತ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಬಾಣವನ್ನ ಗುರಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಗುರಿಗೆ ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹಿ ಬೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಬೌ. ಆ ಬೋವನ್ನ ಬೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಬಗ್ಗಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬೋ ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡುವ, ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಿಬಲ್. ಬಾಗುವಿಕೆಗೆ ಬಾಗಬೇಕು ವಿತ್ ಆಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈಟ್, ತನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಮೈಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ನಿಂದ. ಆ ಬೋ, ಆ ಬಿಲ್ಲು ಬಗ್ಗಿದರೆ ಮುರಿಯಬಾರದು. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಬಗ್ಗಿದಷ್ಟು ಬಗ್ಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಗು ಆ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕಿನ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕನ್ನುವಾಗ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಹಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಗುಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಂತ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಗು ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಬಹು ಬೇಗ ತನ್ನ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನು ತಲುಪಬಹುದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಈ ಬಿಲ್ಲು ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಬೆಂಡ್ ಟು ದ ಆರ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಆರ್ಚರ್ ಏನು ಹೇಗೆ ಬಗ್ಗಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಬಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮುರಿಯಬಾರದು. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್, ಅದು ಹಾಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಗ್ಗಬೇಕು. ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬಾಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಗು ದಾರಿಯನ್ನ, ಗುರಿಯನ್ನ ಸುಲಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಟ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿದೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ಹಾಗೆ the archer sees the mark upon the path of infinite. Infinite ಅಂದರೆ ಬಹಳ ನೋ ಎಂಡ್ ಎಂಡ್ಲೆಸ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾರ್ಗದ ಮೇಲೆ, ದಾರಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಗೋಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಗುರಿ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನ ಬಾಣ ಮುಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಬೋವನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಆರ್ಚರ್ ಬಡಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ಗಾಡ್ ಬಡಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಆ ಮಗುವನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಆ ಆರ್ಚರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಬೌ ಬಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಏರೋಸ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಗೋ ಸ್ವಿಫ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಬಗ್ಗಿದ್ರಷ್ಟೇ ಆ ಏರೋಗಳು, ಆ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಸ್ವಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಾರ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನ ಮುಟ್ತವೆ. ಸ್ವಿಫ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನ ಮುಟ್ತದೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಗ್ಲಾಡ್ನೆಸ್. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಬಗ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಎಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪೇನ್ಫುಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು, ಬಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬಗ್ಗಿದರೆ ತುದಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ, ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ಲಾಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಟು ಯು ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಆನಂದ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಬಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂತಹ ಬಾಣವನ್ನು ಆ ಆರ್ಚರ್ ಪ್ರೀತಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ಆ ಗಾಡ್ ಪ್ರೀತಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ದ ಗಾಡ್ ಲವ್ಸ್ those kind of flying arrows, and also he loves the stable bows, that is the parents, supportive parents. ಹೀಗಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಯ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯವಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, I think this is the end of the poem. And in the glossary part, house their bodies means shelter or protect. Ashraya, terrace means linger, stay at one's place. ಲಿಂಗರ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು, ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ಆರ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಲ್ಲುಗಾರ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಸಹ, ಬಿಲ್ಲುಗಾರ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗಾಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಫಾರ್ comprehension questions for 1 mark. And a woman who held a baby against her bosom said, "Speak to us of children." And he said, "Here he refers to." 3 ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, her child, the prophet, the poet. Answer is the prophet. Your children are not your children means they do not belong to their parents only. The children should have their own space. Parents should not be possessive of their children. The third one is correct. The parents should not be possessive of their children. Third one is, they come through you but not from you means, though parents give birth to their children, they do not own them. Children have independent personalities. Parents should be indifferent to their children. The answer is, children have independent personalities. Fourth one is, according to the prophet, what may be given to the children. According to the prophet, love may be given to the children. And fifth one, their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow means children belonging to the future. B1 is, parents cannot shape their children's future. Children have a different vision of life. A1 is correct. Children belong to the future. And sixth one is, the bows and leaving arrows. Important one, students. The bows are parents. Leaving arrows refers to whom? To the children. Seventh one, for even as he loves that arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable. Discuss the contrast between the underlined words. It can be shared through the person. Lengthy one. Students, answers for the comprehension second and comprehension third, it will be shared through the WhatsApp. You should be ready with your notebooks with all the notes before opening the college. So thank you so much.